afternoon, this is Derek Chamblee, broadcasting from Chamblee, Atlanta, the next great American city, Battleground Zero, the epicenter of the 2017 Civil Defense of the United States of America. Beautiful day here in Chamblee, Atlanta, and it's winding up on 7 o'clock in the evening, Friday, July 21st, 2017, following the breaking news on the Trump path, FBI. At any rate, article just 2 hours ago from Reuters news service, Reuters.com, written by Susan Heavy and Karen Freifeld. Here's the headline: Special Counsel asks White House to save Trump Jr. Russian meeting documents. And that's quite a request there. We'll take it from the top. Washington, New York, Reuters. The special counsel investigating possible collusion between President Donald Trump's 2016 campaign and Russia has asked White House officials to preserve any records of a meeting last year between the president's son and a Russian lawyer, according to a source with knowledge of the request. The special counsel, Robert Mueller sent a document preservation request to the White House, saying the June 2016 meeting that Donald Trump Jr. had in Trump Tower in New York is relevant to his investigation, the source said on Friday. And that's very interesting. We want to stop right there. The special counsel sends a document preservation request to the White House. Okay. And you know, that reminds us of the Nixon-Trump path, the tapes, and we want to remind you of the tweets in early March, first weekend in March or so, by our current President Donald Trump, that the Obama administration had him under surveillance during the campaign and whatnot, had him under surveillance in Trump Tower, wiretapped Trump Tower. Okay, and he was directing former CIA director James Comey to look into it and work on that and report back to him. And once again, when the former FBI director Comey issued a tweet on the weekend without even going to work on Monday, right around the 9th of March, we issued a beat tweet, fire the FBI director. Sad. You know, because what the former FBI director Comey did, our current president probably thought it was grandstanding, and to do it through Twitter without even going to work on Monday and being so sure that the former administration of Obama had not had any tapes, any type of surveillance on the campaign of Donald Trump. And we want to back up to what both Comey and Mueller know from their experience when Mueller was the FBI director just prior to 9/11, and Comey was his assistant. And when they went to the famous thing where they went to the hospital room of the Attorney General and intervened, and this was based on the continuation of the Patriot Act, and at that time there was a big scandal about the NSA basically listening into and recording people's telephone conversations and whatnot. And through Homeland Security at that time, former President George W. Bush, and at that time his brother was the governor of Florida, Jeb Bush, had access to the Homeland Security, NSA, CIA encryption portals and whatnot in the cyber world. And once they left office, they had ways through private security companies to continue their particular illegal domestic spying, and they turn it into opposition research, of course, dirty tricks. And the interesting thing is that a Jeb Bush company that he's now on the board, Ganzi, Ganzi, just Google that, at any rate, wired Trump Tower. They had the contract to basically connect up all of Trump Tower some years back in the cyber world, and they had a way of through the private security company setup of monitoring when he was a candidate, Donald Trump, and when the Jeb Bush and the whole Bush family was coming against Donald Trump to stop him some kind of way. By the time September, October, November, December of 2015 rolled around, Jeb Bush was fully equipped to have surveillance on the Donald Trump campaign by way of the Trump Tower. Now, the interesting thing about this June 2016 meeting and the special counsel asking for them to preserve any records, the White House officials, well, Donald Trump wasn't in the White House, nor was Donald Trump Jr. At that time. And it reminds you of the Nixon tapes, and that they had no knowledge of the Nixon tapes really until Butterfield, one of the Nixon personal staffers, revealed the taping system. Okay, now we know he's got tapes, so don't destroy them. And there were many individuals that urged the former President Richard Nixon, to destroy the tapes. And the interesting thing is, how in the world will the special counsel know if they destroy or preserve any of the records, that first of all, that any records exist? And the interesting thing about it is that what both Mueller and Comey know is that there may exist somewhere, by way of Homeland Security, the NSA, the CIA, the NSA in particular, and Homeland Security, there may exist tapes of that particular meeting, especially wireless situation, wireless, not a wiretap, but a wireless situation, especially because of the number of individuals coming from Russia, connected with Russia, and so the interesting thing is that legally, really, it's not certain that Donald Trump Jr. or these White House officials would need to turn over those records, but in the event that they destroy them or say that they don't exist, both Comey and Mueller know that there was surveillance going on. They also know that from some origin there was hacking done into all the Republican candidates, and this is outside of the email situation, and outside of the over and over, state by state, the Homeland Security hacked into the election bureaus. They know these things, and they know that the NSA continued their particular program of illegal domestic spying on the citizens of the United States by way of the wireless cyber world. This is Derek Chamblee, broadcasting from Chamblee, Atlanta. CYRADYO, Cyber Citizen Network. Thank you very much.